Hey everyone, it's Pam from GlamJunkJournals, and today I'd like to share with you a custom order for a journal that I just finished this morning. The custom order was for an all-fabric journal that reflected romantic Bohemian gypsies and to include roses and chamomile and lavender and all things Bohemian. So this is what I came up with, and I'm so excited. It turned out so beautiful. I gotta say that when I start journals, I have a sort of an idea of the route I want to go, but the finished product is always different, and I'm just so excited with how this one turned out. So this beauty measures 8.5 by 10. It's got a 3.5-inch spine, so it is quite chunky here. It is actually very large, but I think that happens a lot with all fabric journals just because of the thickness of the fabric that's used. So I'll go through this really quick with you. So I picked out this gorgeous purple and gold and silver fabric. It's kind of a wine color, and I used that on the outside and also cut up some strips in the inside to use as embellishment. And this image I copied onto a piece of bedsheet, a tea-dyed bedsheet that is from the Graphics Fairy. And most of the images in this journal are either from the Graphics Fairy or my special friend who has an Etsy store. It is Casey Michelle Art, and she does her own digitals that are just gorgeous. And she had a romantic rose bohemian digital kit that I purchased, and it just went so well with this journal. So I'll show that to you as we get into it. This little beauty here was from a Hobby Lobby flower, and I'll show you this right here if I can get it right there. And I got these on clearance for like $1, and I just took the jewel out of the center. So, you know, look at the flowers at Hobby Lobby, and you can get a lot of these really pretty embellishments on them. I also added some purple lace, which you'll see throughout the journal. It's also trim around the edges. This taupe piece of lace is from a shirt that I got, a blouse at Goodwill. And up at the top, this is from another blouse that I cut off the embellishments. I got that at Goodwill. And this red rose brocade fabric was from a skirt, and let me show you that. Also from Goodwill. As you guys know, I just love to shop Goodwill for fabrics, and other thrift stores you can find some gems, and they're usually very inexpensive, and you get so much fabric for, you know, your money. And this is a silk ribbon that is a wrap around, and I'll open it here. This journal is a chunky one, let me tell you, but I love it. I absolutely love it. And along the sides, I also am going to mention that I've got some trim from Hobby Lobby, and this is from some fabric that I cut, and this is from a skirt that I got at Goodwill also. So we'll go in on the first page here. Each of the pages have been lined with a coordinating fabric, and I'll show you that as we get into it. I also started my panels with a collage page. So what I did was I went through all of my fabrics and pulled out anything that I thought would translate into the Bohemian colors, like the jewel tones and bright, vibrant colors with gold. So that's what I came up with, and you'll see that throughout the journal here. This is a sari silk tie closure, and behind that I've got a couple journaling cards. These are both from the Graphics Fairy. And this is a quilted piece of fabric that I attached onto both the front cover and the back cover, because I felt, even though the journal was made of all fabric and has 2 layers, it needed a little more stability. And I did add some batting behind this, so it gives it quite a bit of durability, and it is quite hefty. And there is some of that skirt that I cut up and just added along the edge there. And all around the journal, as you can see, there's going to be the purples lace that I mentioned, and this gorgeous blue is from a shirt, or actually a blouse, from Goodwill. And here is what I have left of it. I just love the intricate detail on this. It is just so gorgeous. So I've used that throughout the journal, and I thought that blue, it's kind of a not really a teal, but it is a vibrant, kind of a sapphire, and it goes so well. So on this page I created a pocket and with some fabric, and I sewed that purple lace over, did some embellishments and some beading down here. It's got some journaling cards on the inside. These 2 are from the Graphics Fairy also, and this is from my stash. And it's got a little tulle up there and some lace and some more of that beaded trim. And on this page, this is a pocket that has been fully lined with coordinating fabric, and this was from that same blouse that I got at Goodwill. This was the embellishment that was along the collar, and look at how gorgeous that is. I just thought, wow. When I purchased it, I didn't know what I was going to use it for, but it totally goes with this journal. And as you can see along here, there is some of my collaged scraps. This is a piece of upholstery fabric, and just added some sari silk and ribbon trim there. And this is a lace belly band, and on the inside I created a journaling booklet here with some scrap fabrics, and on the inside there's some journaling pages and a journaling card with a crystal ball, so that goes in there. And as you can see behind this, let me hold this up a little bit, you can see some more of my collaged fabric. And on the inside of this pocket there's a journaling booklet that I made, and this is from Casey Michelle Art. This digital is gorgeous, and it says Gypsy Blues on that, so that looks beautiful. And on the back side there's another page with a different graphic of another rose, and that just goes totally with my theme. I wanted it to be a romantic journal, so I did include a lot of feminine lace along with all the bohemian trims and that kind of stuff. So on this page there's some trim, wedding lace trim from Hobby Lobby. There's an applique of a rose, a couple more journaling cards, and as you can see there's some more of my collaged paper that was the base for each of the pages. And here is a pocket on the inside. These 2 pages were sewn together, and on the inside of the pocket is a booklet. This is from the Graphics Fairy also, and then there is the upholstery fabric along the outside, and it's got just a bunch of journaling spots on there, and it has been stenciled and stamped, and it has been tea-dyed. Here's another lovely image from the Graphics Fairy that has been copied onto another piece of sheet. I've got trim. I sewed on some faux flowers with some sequins and beads, and this gorgeous green was from a dress that I got at Goodwill, and that has been tea stained. I bought it because I liked all the appliques, and I just cut those out. And on this side here, here's another belly band with some more of that green trim from that dress, some more sequins that I sewed on with my faux flowers. And we've got a bunch of tags in here. We have an angel, a journaling card there, and the palmistry guide for fortune telling. And here's an image from the graphics fairy again, and I added some embellishments on the side, journaling space on the back. And this I just had to include, and I didn't want to glue it onto the pages. This is a gorgeous page. It says the Concord of Sweet Sounds, and it is two-sided. And look at that gorgeous image on the other side, the Maiden's Melody. And these papers are very, very old. Let me show you the book I got these out of. I got these at a thrift store, this book, and it is heavy. It's probably 11 by 14. Beautiful melodies, and it has gorgeous songs throughout the book. And in the back, it has images such as this, and I think it portrays the songs that are in that book, and also has the Bohemian Gypsy look. So I just love how that goes. I had to put that in there. And on the other side here is the center, and I did sew down the center here and created two belly bands. And here is a little hang tag with rosemary on that, and I added some lace and some ribbon. That is from the graphics fairy also. This is from Graphic 45, Vintage Hollywood, and I thought she looked kind of gypsy-ish. And we've got some tags. There's more images. And let's see, on this side, I'm not going to pull all these out. There's so many in there. This is also from the graphics fairy. And it says, a floral fantasy in an old English garden. And she has a crystal ball. And there's some scrap fabric on there. Chamomile. Journaling space. And another vintage printout from my friend at Casey Michelle Art, the pretty little gypsy queen. That is in there. And more tags. Here is a tag that is made from an image of chamomile, and that is botanical writing on the bottom that says what the plant is. And this embellishment on this side, I thought it was on the back, but it isn't. This is Graphic 45 paper, and this is some wallpaper that had the bohemian look to it. And look at this. Oh my God, this is from that same book, the Beautiful Melodies book. How gorgeous is that? Songs of Love on one side, and look at this gentleman here. A lover's song. Love that. So pretty. And I have added some silk embellishments along the side, and this was a tablecloth that I used to create the pockets. And on this side, we've got another gorgeous lady that has been printed onto fabric, and the trim around the outside is some of the same trim that I've used throughout the journal. There is a dark green upholstery trim along the bottom, and this is a tablecloth, a vintage brooch, and I added some pearls, and I've got some fabric music sheets there. And along the side here, I've got some tulle and some more lace scraps. And I really like how that collage look just frames her beauty. It just looks fabulous. And on this side, another page that I created. This is a pocket that has been quilted. And what I did was I took a piece of cardstock and put some batting over it, and then sewed fabric and lace over the top of that, and then attached it to my page. And I sewed on some gypsy coins and a little bit of, I don't know what you call them, bows, and a vintage postcard that has a gypsy on it. I know, I couldn't believe I had this in my stash. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. And it is legit. And I think this is written in, I have no idea, German. I can't even read that. Look how small that is. But actual postcard. Isn't that fabulous? Yay. And another card from my stash, just a vintage card, a little note for you. How cute is that? And if you take that out, you can see some of my collaged pages, same fabric that's used throughout the journal. And then flip it over, and there is another pocket here. And I'll get the booklet out of there. This has been tied with some sari silk. And you can see on the inside of the pages, they have all been fully lined. And there is an image of some gypsies. And this is from a dress that I cut out the embellishments on, or actually the appliques. And got some more journaling space on the inside there. Here's another hang time. This time it has chamomile on it. And there's some more of my fabric collage. And this side we've got another pocket, and there's another little piece of that same embellishment that was on that blouse that I cut up. And on the inside there's some coordinating fabric, contrasting. And I love all the trim that I added along the bottom and all throughout the journal. And we have on the inside another image from the graphics fairy that I added some embellishments on, and a journaling booklet. And this is a card that I had in my stash, and she just looks like a gorgeous gypsy. So I put her in there, and I've got some stenciling and some tea-dyed papers all throughout here, and then some Edith Holden pages. So that goes along there. And on the back, this is a book plate that I had made previously, and I just did a collage page with all sorts of fabric scraps and some lace and some ribbon. And this is from a shirt that I had, and I just cut out all the embellishments on. And there's more of my collaged fabric, the upholstery trim. Another image from Casey Michelle Art. Isn't that beautiful? I printed that on some tea stain paper. You can journal on the back of that. And here's another image from Casey Michelle Art. And I added some bling and some trim on the top, some sari silk, and created a journaling card and did some stenciling on the back there. So those fit in there. And the back page, here is another one of those quilted pages that I did to make the cover more sturdy. And on the inside of that, a couple more graphics. This is also from Casey Michelle, and I added another one of those little embellishments from my blouse, and a little journaling booklet that just has the Bohemian theme to it, and that is tied with sari silk again. And along the bottom here, I've attached a tassel, and there's that same blue that goes all the way around the journal. And I added some trim here and sewed on this attachment, this ribbon, to the side. And there is the back. So let me show you this spine here. The spine has been, this has all been sewn into the spine. There are 5, I guess if you want to call them signatures. Actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 signatures. And at first I thought, oh man, I'm going to only have 5. But once you add in all of the embellishments and the tags and the booklets, I'm glad I only put in 5 fabric pages because of all of the addition of all of the embellishments and ephemera and jewelry and booklets and tags and everything that goes along with it. It is quite hefty, and I just am in love with this. I'm so happy, and I'm hoping that the lady who receives this journal loves it as much as I do. So I hope everyone enjoyed the flip through and that you're having a safe and happy holiday, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.